The Milestones series on recovery, tracking the milestones of the recovery world, chronicling the industry leaders, revealing their insights. Milestones, saving families, saving lives. Stan, you've been known and called a hope dealer. So tell us about your passion and how you help people.
I have that moniker called the Hope Dealer. Basically, I deliver hope to families. In the course of my business, being an interventionist and a certified addictions therapist, I deal with families that are in crisis. And usually it's because one of the family members has been buying dope. So I changed it from dope dealer to hope dealer. When they're finished with their dope dealer, they can come to the hope dealer.
Now, you talked about being an interventionist, so tell us about the center you have, because you have a high-end detox center in West Palm, Florida.
We have a unique facility at the Palms Medical Detox, which is part of Good Samaritan Medical Center, which is a large hospital in West Palm Beach, Florida. And people that come to us are looking for privacy and confidentiality because they are hurting. They've gotten into a situation where their alcoholism has progressed or their drug addiction has progressed, and they don't know where to turn. And they are not only emotionally in pain, but they're in physical pain because the physical consequences of the abuse is starting to take hold.
But you said it's unique. So what is it unique about your place?
It's unique because it's almost like you're checking into a five-star hotel rather than checking into a hospital. We have 24-hour concierge service. The rooms are private. You order from a private menu with lobster tails and filet mignon. Whatever you want at 4 in the morning. If you want an ice cream cone, you just hit a button.
All right, so that's sort of the service. So you feel like you're in a five-star hotel. What else is unique about your center, though?
Most of the people that come to our detox have not slept in a very long time because of the usage of alcohol or drugs. They need to rest, and they don't need just to have a little quick nap. They need a good sleep. We have 24-hour round-the-clock nursing care. Our doctors are there to give them medication to make them sleep and have a wonderful sleep.
Now, you've also been recognized as the guy to go to when the patient is so tough. He's the toughest patient. No one else can help him. So what is it about you that you can help other people in that way?
I basically don't sugarcoat anything, and I will tell the patient exactly why they feel the way they feel and try to turn them around into looking at things differently. The very first thing I ask a patient is, what is the opposite of right? And they always tell me that it's wrong, at which time I say, no, actually it's left. You see, you're just not looking at it in the proper way. So if we can start thinking left instead of thinking wrong, then maybe we can go on to maybe finding you some hope.
So you help people to change their perspectives.
Exactly. I have a new set of glasses that I give each of them and say, here, look through these and see if you see it a little bit differently, because the way you've been seeing life is why you're here.
What is the greatest message, the one single message that you'd want everyone to get who's watching this right now?
There is help and there is hope, and all that you need to do is ask for it. And that is the most difficult thing in the world for any human being to do, is to reach out and ask for help.
Why do you believe it's so hard for people to ask for help?
I think the disease has a lot to do with it, because the disease of addiction talks to you and it tells you that you're okay, that you don't have a problem, and that you can handle this all by yourself.
So we're talking about something different between denial and asking for help? Is there a difference?
Denial is that symptom of the disease of addiction that is inexplainable. People just absolutely don't believe that they have a problem even though the world is crumbling around them. That's denial. Asking for help is a thing about pride. Intellectual pride is what it's been called, and that's also another name for the ego. And everyone's ego gets in the way, and that's what prevents them from asking for help.
Stan, what is the greatest new trend that you see within the industry to help people?
There's a lot of research being done on the brain these days, both at Scripps, Florida, and at other research institutions, that are starting to explain why addicts do what they do, why alcoholism is so rampant, and where it centers in the brain. It is a disease of the brain, and more is being developed for that. I don't know that there is a drug that's coming online or coming on the market that will cure alcoholism or addiction, but they're starting to explain why alcoholics and addicts behave the way they do.
Now, what do you believe is the one thing that you're most grateful for?
The thing I'm most grateful for is my own sobriety. 22 years ago, I was in the same boat that most of my patients are in. They were full of fear, They were using alcohol. I was using alcohol to curb my fears. And I asked for help. I did what I'm asking everyone else to do. I asked for help. I reached out. And today I have a life second to none simply because of my sobriety.
So you're saying I'm grateful for my sobriety, but beneath that, what are you grateful for? Was it that someone came to help you? Was it that now you've gone from being in that disease state or that out of balance state to actually helping other people?
The mental clarity that one gets over time, and it doesn't happen overnight, but every day that you're sober, the mental clarity starts to improve and get a little bit better. And over the years, it just is incredible. There are things that happen to you when you're sober that you can't explain. It's a spiritual part of yourself. You know, we're all mind, body, and soul, and the mind and the body seem to dominate everything. And that spiritual part of us is the thing that's hard to find a key to unlock that. Once that's unlocked, it will overtake the body and the mind.
So Stan, you know, we often talk about this sometimes almost trite statement, be the change that you want to see. How can we be the change that we want to see?
We, as professionals, can encourage people to make that change. Again, look at the world through a different set of glasses. Try it. What do you have to lose? Except your misery and your heartache.
Okay, so you've got plenty to win.
You have plenty to win.
What's your connection to Milestones Ranch Malibu?
The property, without saying, is one of the most beautiful pieces of property in the United States. But over the last 7 years, what I really enjoy about Milestones are the staff that she's put together, the people, the professionals. When I refer someone to go somewhere, it's usually because of the people that are there that are going to be continuing my job, which is to extend that hope and to bring out the best in people. And that's how I got to know Milestones. And Glenn Gerson, who owns the ranch, is such a...
Well, he's a character, and he's got a big heart.
I call him...
His heart's as big as his chest.
It is.
And let me tell you, it's big.
I call him organic manic. He's always got something going, and it's always for the better of everything. And then the staff that's here, the Celeste, who works with traumatic brain injury clients, people who have been in bad accidents or have had a hit to the head that can cause problems. And she seems to just bring out the best in those people.
You've got so much good to say about Milestones Ranch Malibu. What would you say is the one thing that's unique and special about it?
The best is the love that they show. They really show love to everyone, and they don't judge or criticize. They truly can bring out the best in people.
Now, Stan, you've been talking about love, you've been talking about hope, you've been talking about people working together, which is really powerful, because it means you go from the place of, hey, it's all about me, to it's all about helping everyone else. So why is collaboration really important and critical to help people?
It gives a united front that if an addict or an alcoholic is always looking for an edge, always looking for a loophole as to why they shouldn't be getting better. And when everyone is together, I call it co-opetition. Everybody needs to be together and be on the same page. It's for the common goal, which is you don't have to live the way you're living. You can change. You can be a productive human being. And I was taught early on in my recovery that the best insurance that I have against me picking up a drink again was to help someone else.
Because it changes your perspective. Instead of thinking about yourself, you're putting your focus and energy on helping someone else. And that gives you a feeling of power too, right? Significance.
It's very empowering when you're helping someone else, basically because you are getting out of yourself. And I used to know a guy that said, "Hi, I'm Danny. I'm not much, but I'm all I think about." And that's the kind of person that I usually come about seeing in my profession, is people who are constantly thinking of nothing but themselves. And there's much more out there than the self.
You also made mention of a spiritual element. Could we say that the spiritual element is really about serving and helping other people?
Exactly. It's about being kind and loving and giving of yourself. That's what the spirit is all about. That's the way you open the soul.
We started the beginning of this interview and this conversation by talking about you being a hope dealer and about how important hope is. And of course, one of the other things that Milestones Ranch Malibu does on an annual basis is put together an event to help children that are in need. So what's the connection, the significance between hope and children?
Hope is the greatest drug known to mankind. And if you don't believe that, ask a child. Children thrive on hope when they're little. That's all they have to go on. If things that they don't understand in the world, perhaps if they have abusive parents, or if things are just not going well for them and they're scared, the only thing that they really can rely on is hope.
Stan, I just want to say thank you very much, a sincere thank you for spending the time with us. And just looking in you in the eyes, I can tell how sincere you are, how warm you are, how you walk around with a big heart. You show a lot of love and a lot of acceptance to people. And I know how that is making a huge impact in other people's lives. So thank you on behalf of all the people that haven't had the chance to say thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to be here today.